Welcome to the show today. I'm joined by an inspiring guest that is a musical extraordinaire. We may even have an exclusive performance. Welcome, John, to the show.
I want to give you praise. Every day that I live, I want to lift up your name, Lord. God made a promise in His words. He said, when the praises go up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show with John Fisher. Hey, John, nice having you back.
Sure.
Good. You didn't go anywhere, did you?
No, lovely to be here. I'm here relaxing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Listen, John, you have worked extensively with youth in several projects. Tell us a
Yes.
little bit about these projects and how many more young people can be involved.
For the past 12 years, I've been involved in presenting gospel music and inspirational songs and youth mentorship to primary schools, secondary schools in the South London area. I started working with an organisation called Project Music Workshop and iGospel. But for the past 9 years, I've ran my own organisation called We Sing, You Sing.
We Sing, You Sing.
We Sing, You Sing. And our goal with We Sing, You Sing is to be able to provide performance opportunities for children and young people who don't normally get the chance to shine on stage.
Yes.
And so we've been very privileged to have worked out of the Fairfield Halls in Croydon.
Yes.
And we've been able to present shows on an annual basis with a mass choir of about 500 children, and then we have dancers, we have musicians, we mentor musicians to be a part of the stage and part of the production, and bring them up to a professional level so that if they want to move into it as a full-time thing, then they've got that springboard to spring up from. We also work in various schools and various other organisations. We are very privileged to be able to share our giftings with underprivileged young people who do not get the opportunity to, or who are not exposed to a lot of these functions. And we're really proud of our efforts. You know, to date, I've worked with over 20,000 young people from various backgrounds, whether it's Christian, Sikh, Muslim, black, white, pink and blue. And we've given them opportunities because we feel that everybody should have a chance to shine.
And are these like, some of them are troubled teenagers as well?
Yeah, they're troubled from the point of view that their home background is very destructive.
Yes.
Some of them are truants, some of them are young people who are going through the system, and sometimes they don't have a way out, but they see singing and music as something that they could do, they can get their heads around.
That's interesting, and I'm going off track now because there's a film which came out for a couple consecutive weeks in the past week called Gangland. I don't know if you saw the film or so. And it talked about the troubled black community. Do you think that depicted a good picture? Or is it revealing some underbelly facts?
It's interesting, you know, because there's films like that, and there's films like Kidulthood, and these kind of films, which, when I watch them, I don't recognize that life.
Yes.
But then that's probably because of who I am and where I'm coming from. And I've realized that there's a whole nother generation who I don't know, who I only hear little nuggets from, who are going through all of these kind of situations. And as much as when we watch it, maybe as middle class individuals, we watch it and think to ourselves, oh man, that's just made up for camera. There are some individuals who I've come into contact with through schools, and even as young as 10 and 9-year-olds who have told us about their brothers who are involved in things like this. And it actually is heartbreaking to understand that this is our society, and there is a dark part of our society which needs to be addressed, but are not getting the help and not getting the support, and they're just in a cycle and there's kids that are trying to break out the cycle, but it's quite difficult.
It's interesting because I was speaking to someone recently about like leading up to elections, Brexit. There's a lot of work towards engaging with the youths from the political level. And then I just asked a question recently and said, hang on a second, there's nothing since. There's no sort of full-scale work towards engaging with the youths. And of course, leading up to our next election, you'll see that massive trust again. You think there need to be some plugging the gap there, John, in regards to, and the church, and the church again, is the church playing that effective role?
It needs to be consistent. As you rightly said, before every election, you hear of this whole being engaging with the youth and connecting with them on social media and where they live. But it's really important that this thing becomes consistent, that all year round, you know, they're working to talk and hear from the young people's point of view what's going on in their lives and how them as politicians can get involved or hear their situations and be able to help address what they're going through. Because it's quite frustrating, because you will have a load of young people who, for one particular election, they've been engaged, and as you said, they've been pushed to the sideline. Now we've got your vote, now we're going to get on with things, and we're not really listening to you. And then what will happen, that it will come around again for another election, but young people, you know, they've got great memories.
And that leads me on to, because of the same particular issue, I'm a fan of something that you do, which is your weekly traffic jam ranting. Is it because you're in traffic and you got caught in traffic? I wonder. Tell me about the traffic jam ranting.
You know how it started? I was just playing music in the van, and there used to be an app called Social Cam.
Okay.
Before Facebook Live, before all of these things came out, before Periscope, there was Social Cam. And so Social Cam was something that you could record, and then you could put it up on Facebook or put it out there. So I used to do videos all the time on Facebook. One of the most famous ones I've done was when I was running out of petrol in Forest Hill.
Actually, I remember that one.
Right. So I'd done that one. But then when Periscope came out with their thing, I tried it. And it was all right, but because Periscope, you haven't got control of who watches it, I was getting some really unsavory characters coming on and watching and putting their comments up, which wasn't really nice. So I just left that. But then when Facebook came up now with Facebook Live, because it's your friends that watch it, you know, you get all your friends commenting on what you do. So I'll be in traffic, because every day I'm driving, I'm always in traffic. And I put it on Facebook Live, and I said, okay, today, I ran it like a radio show.
Yes, I realized that. You play different tunes.
I'm playing music.
Well,
So today I'm celebrating Volney and New Year and dancing away, let's have some tunes, blah, blah, blah. I'll be singing away to the car next to me in the traffic. I'll be blowing my horn and say, yeah, praise the Lord, and whatever else. Just the other day, I was telling my Facebook friends while I was in the traffic jam, I want you to tell me the scriptures to tell people when I see them on the road. And people were putting up scriptures, I should tell them. And I was doing the whole thing live as it goes. So it's just grown from there. And it's the kind of thing where every day, as much as I celebrate artists and play music, I will make it quite topical. And so, you know, we talk about whatever's going on in the world.
Well, that's very interesting you mentioned about topical, because there's one about the Black Lives Matters, and that one is very interesting. Let's have a look at that one.
Says, John, there was another shooting the day after. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then she put the video up. That's what was being circulated. That's what's gone viral now. Of this thing now we call Facebook Live. Not only are we seeing shootings and videos, people are capturing the moment as it happens. Guys, emotion. I'm telling you, I couldn't believe what I was watching. The woman was there crying, yes sir, I'm here, but yes sir, But you shot my boyfriend, sir. You shot him, and you can hear the policeman.
Okay, now let's talk about Black Lives Matters for a second, because it's out there already, so we can say you're very critical of the movement, or maybe I think what you did was just really interesting. You did a bit like Trump. I'm going to say, I'm not linking you to Trump, but you did this like, listen, guys, I don't know. I'm just putting this out here, but I don't seem to understand it. Trump would say, listen, I don't know. But I think you're more questioning and saying, exactly, tell me about this, And to compound that, you also mentioned about the recent Black Lives Matter demonstration in Stansted, whereby we were trying to find the black people, where I think you could spot the black. But can you tell me about your views on the Black Lives Matter?
Yeah, when the demonstrations started in the States, and I could see why they were demonstrating in America.
Yes.
Because there was a lot of things happening out there which was just not nice, and was very confusing to me. That people with license to carry guns were killing our young boys, our young girls, and so much things was going on. And then obviously in England, we wanted to be in solidarity with our American cousins and to let them know that we're thinking of them over here. And so you had the movement kicking up over here, Black Lives Matters, and the demonstrations that was happening and blocking up the roads and causing traffic jams and everything else. And I'm like, you know what? Everybody's got a right to protest. Yeah. You've got a view. You're trying to put your point across. And obviously it was led by a lot of black people, but a lot of Asians and whites were part of the demonstration, because over many years with the civil rights movement and everything like that, I think we've had the weight of support from all nations, which has been awesome. But as I said recently, with the last demonstration at City Airport, when I first heard about it on the news, on the radio, obviously I hadn't seen the imagery as yet. So all I could hear was that there's a demonstration at City Airport, and it looks like these people have swum across the Thames or come across in a dinghy, and they're now on a runway. And I'm like, wow, what's going on? And this was about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And by 7:30, we heard that this demonstration is by Black Lives Matters. And I'm like, oh man, come on guys. Why are you doing this? But I said, let me listen a bit more. By 7:45, we had a press release that, and I'm paraphrasing here, that Black Lives Matters are supporting this demonstration because of the air factor and the pollution in the air, and the fact that land has been taken away from people in Newham, and it's affecting black people, and the pollution and blah blah blah. And then I started to think about it, and I thought to myself, hold on, the population in Newham is Asian, not black. It's predominantly Asian. But then I started to think about it, and I was getting a bit upset, and maybe not upset, but I was getting a bit annoyed because, unfortunately, because I'm listening to your radio stations, your LBCs and your BBCs, they are now ridiculing a movement that was set up with a really good goal in mind. Now we're on an airport where we're blocking flights, people can't take off.
People are getting a bit annoyed.
People are getting annoyed, and you've got people like, the great Nick Ferrari, who can be very cynical, really tearing us apart. And I'm like, but. And then later on in the day, I got to see the video footage and the imagery. I went, hold on a second, there's no black people in this thing. Where are the black people that's... What? What's that about? And so when I went back online, I was talking with friends online, and we was like, no, but there's no black people in this thing. So
maybe it has changed to all lives matter.
That's right. So it'd been, in my view, it'd been hijacked. Because later on in the day, when I started to really think about this thing, I thought, and if you look at my page, I made a joke about it. I said, which black person is getting out of bed at 5 o'clock and swimming the Thames? and serious.
Yeah.
It may be stereotypical, but I'm telling the honest truth. Which black person is going to get out of bed, swim the Thames, which is freezing, okay, and then sit on a runway protesting with airplanes?
Yes.
Not in my name. I know it wouldn't happen.
And nobody,
You know what I mean?
and nobody said they would do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then, so we had this whole situation going on. And then the other side of this whole thing is, when I looked at it again, was that they were talking with these protesters. You know, can you? And I thought to myself, and this could be stereotypical again, if it was black kids, there's no way they'd be talking with them. They would have dragged them up and hardcore, and they would have been in the van, and that's it, back to work as normal.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I'm just telling the way that we see it, and it happens every day.
That's interesting. That's interesting, John. That's very interesting. You know. And ladies and gentlemen, what you just had was traffic jam on the Sylbourne show. That's why I didn't interrupt. Now, John, on a final note, an extensive career you have with longevity that is rarely seen in the music industry, achieved success without aggressive pursuit of celebrity that we have often seen these days. And ladies and gentlemen, I can say that I know John because when I came to England in 1992, the church that I was a part of was the same church, New Testament Church of God. And John was like one of those persons that look out for me during those days. You know, John. And his father actually, Pastor Fisher, baptized me. You know, so therefore, he's like a person who I know personally. John, thank you for that. You know.
Pleasure to support.
Yeah. You know. So now, what advice would you give to our audience on what the measure of success and pride in the journey, taking that journey?
So much things could be said. I think one of the things that you have to have as a musician, as an artist, as an individual, a business person, whether you're studying, whether you're trying to go up the ladder, is your perspective on things.
Yes.
I heard a very good analogy the other day from Bishop T.D. Jakes, which is on my page as well, that he gave the analogy of the giraffe and the turtle.
Yes.
And he said that there's two different perspectives. They may inhabit the same geographical position, but the giraffe's perspective is completely different to the turtle's. And I listened to that and I really dwelled on it for a minute because I've looked at my life over many years, as I said, celebrating the 50th birthday. I've gone through many situations where people have said that I can't do this, or you can't do that, or it's going to crash, or who do you think you are, or why you're doing that kind of thing. And you know what? It's not because they were wrong in what they were saying. It's just that their perspective wasn't where I was, or where my father's always said to me to be the best, to push for the best, work hard, and aspire to be great. I am a dreamer, and I'm a visionary, and I have ideas, and I put them down on paper, and then I will see how I can execute them.
Yes.
If it's physically impossible, then I'll leave it. But if there's 1% that says, you know what, yeah, it is possible, then I will proceed and I'll try my best to make it work. I believe part of my success is because I've worked real hard at what I do. I've realized the potential in people, and so I've sown into people intensely. And because of that, they've given back to me tenfold, and which has been quite awesome for my development and my growth. And so one of the things I want to encourage people to do is to continue to follow their dreams. Like yourself, you know, Sylbourne, as I said, we've grown up 1992 in church, and you've taken this journey now to be a TV presenter. It's a dream that you had. It's something you saw. Maybe you saw Trevor McDonald, or maybe you saw one of these other newscasters or TV hosts, whether it's Oprah Winfrey or whoever it is.
Steve Harvey,
all these guys. And you said, you know what, I can do that. you know.
But you know what? You know, one of the key thing is, John. I mean, just to open up that point, it is when I see, like in the UK and in the black community, and there's a lot of frustration that the BBC is not giving an opportunity, ITV. And I thought to myself, and I said, hang on a second, let's just do it. Let's make it happen. And just like what you said right there, be the best.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, just make it happen.
Do it yourself. Yeah. IDMC as a gospel choir, I was 23 years old. I started off because I wanted to be a part of the gospel music community. At that time, not many labels were signing British gospel artists. They're still not signing British gospel artists. But what I had to do, instead of sitting down and waiting for people to sign me, I said, you know what? I'm going to do this myself. I'm going to set up my own record label. I'm going to record my projects. And again, because of my experience of working in a secular environment, I was able to see how they do things. Okay, I may not have the budgets that they have, but I can work to the budget that I've got. I follow American gospel intensely. And I saw how one of my favorite artists, Walter Hawkins, his first album, very basic in its sound, but the songs were great and the atmosphere was awesome. The second album got better, the third album got better. The Winans family doing their stuff. They went to do a choir album. Although they were Grammy Award winners, their first choir album, Ron Winans Family and Friends, was absolutely busted. You know what I mean? I thought to myself, hold on a second, but these are Grammy Award winners. And I think busted from the point of view that the production quality wasn't brilliant, but the next one got better, next one got better. So instead of me sitting down in the studio waiting for people to make this door open for me, I found the combination myself. You know what I mean? And I opened the door. The first album was on the cassette. I was looking at it today.
The two things.
Basic production. Second album, it's gotten better. We're on album number 9 now. DVD number 6. IDMC is the most recorded choir in this country right now.
And I remember that was from Brixton.
That's from Brixton. That's right. That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank John so much for coming on the show. But John, before you go, one of the things we always ask is, what is your favorite mantra or your positive word or quote that you give to the audience or to inspire?
My quote that I'll give to the audience, one of the things that I say every morning in my prayers is that, Lord, I thank you for the day, for today. This is the day that I've never seen before and that I'll never see again. So give me purpose in this day and allow me to be a blessing to those who come up after me.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Now, John, thank you for joining us on the show today. Do you think you'll do a performance for us today?
I will try.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remember to like, subscribe, and share our videos across all our platforms on the YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And now for the end of the show, here's John Fisher performing.
There's never been a time like this. People are struggling to hold their jobs and keep their homes, looking for the answers that will heal the hurt of mind and life. Oh Lord, we're begging, please. You got to know God is watching over you. It's true. Lift your heads. It won't be long. Change is coming. So don't lose your song. Keep your faith. Hold God's hands. Be encouraged. And just don't lose your song.
Hi, thanks for watching our video. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and share and like, and don't forget to comment, but first subscribe.
Hi everybody, my name is John Fisher and I hope you've enjoyed today's show. It's been a privilege hanging out with my good friend Sylbourne on the Sylbourne TV show. Check him out on Facebook, Twitter,
YouTube, Instagram, like his page, stick with him. He's going to keep you up to date with what's going on in the scene. God bless you all. Peace out for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to part 2 with John Fisher, musical extraordinaire, and
Not available.